Good afternoon, badass artists. I'm Mia Luyando. Today we are going to jump into our brand new book. It is called Luna. This is hot off the press. The postman just left this for me. I thought we would jump right on in. Now, for those of you who don't know, we're going to be working in this book for the next couple of weeks to the beginning of December. And if you haven't already grabbed it, I will put a link to it in the description below. We're going to be working on wings and eyes and jewels and the reflections of jewels and lots of neat sort of lighting, like how to get light through wings, and we'll have some moonlight scenarios. So if you guys are just joining me and you haven't seen this, I'll also add a link to the flip through. So if you want to see some of the other images in the book, you just want to, kind of get a feel for what it's going to look like before you buy it, I will put a link to the flip through. But today, I think we will start on this one. I want to do her skin. That's where we're going to start. And I think through the journey of this image, we are going to work on the embellishments. We're going to put in some jewel tones here. We're going to have some metal tones. We're going to have a lot of metallics in this face. So let's go ahead and get started. So today we have Fiona the fairy with us. She's lending us some good fairy mojo so that we can get started on this incredibly cute portrait. I'm really excited about this one. So today I thought, let me zoom us in here so we can get started on the face. I thought we would use some Faber Castell Black Edition and also the Faber Castell Black Edition skin tone set. Those are the two that I have. We haven't used those in a few weeks. Hopefully they won't be too squeaky for us on the Amazon paper. We know that sometimes happens. So let me grab, this is number 783, and it is a nice medium flesh tone. I'm going to jump right on in. Now her ear actually turns into a leaf. So we're going to add flesh tones, and then we're going to go in and we're going to add some green and blue to kind of the highlights of her skin. We're going to have some green and blue undertones here as well so that it all kind of flows together. But first we're going to go in with the flesh tone. We're going to dive right in. We've been super excited about this one. I've been working on Luna for over a year now, and I'm really excited about it being out. So thank you to you all out there who've been excited and waiting with me. If you're a butterfly person, Luna moth, if you like wings and big eyes and that kind of thing, this is definitely a book for you. And we'll also link to the pencils in the description. These pencils are super yummy, and let me tell you why. They are made specifically for grayscale. They are made for black paper and grayscale coloring, so they are incredibly pigmented. They're very vibrant, very soft, so they're going to show up. And so if you are like me and you prefer darker grayscale, or you like to do mandalas on like black paper, or you're doing a lot of reverse coloring, like lighter colors on darker paper, the Faber Castell Black Edition might be a set that interests you. They have a smaller set of, I think, 12, 24, 48, and then a larger set of 100. The set of 100, there is a, well, obviously I'll link to some different sets, but the set of 50 is only like $20. And then on Amazon USA, the 100 set jumps to like $90. And I've never understood that. And I think a lot of it has to do with the packaging. It comes in a metal tin instead of just a cardboard kind of thing. But I have found a link where you're still getting the same pencils. It's kind of like a generic packaging of the same pencils. You get 100, but they're only about $50 instead of 100, and that's, you know, that's a huge savings. I will link to that vendor. It's the same thing. They're still Faber Castells. They're still Black Edition, and you're getting the 100, all 100 of them. It's just coming in like a cardboard container instead of the metal tin, but you're saving, you know, 40 bucks. So I will link to that one for the savings. Now, obviously, if you want the metal tin, you can follow that link. It's going to cost you, in the US, it's going to cost you a little bit more. Now, I've been told that they're not that pricey in other countries. So maybe, you know, you won't need to follow my link for the big 100 set if you live in the United Kingdom or Australia. I'm not sure why they're so expensive. You know, that, and it's just the bigger set. They're not, the smaller sets are very budget friendly over here. I don't know why that set of 100 is, you know, pricier, other than the packaging. That's the only thing I can figure out. So I will definitely link to that budget friendly packaging set below. Because I'd rather save the 40 bucks, you know, and get a different set of pencils. That's just the way I look at it. Now I'm just going in and adding this color, you know, to the shadowy parts of her eyes. You know, the shadows that have been cast by the wings and the lashes and whatnot. And we'll go in here in a few minutes and add, you know, some lighter flesh tones and also some blues and greens so that we can get a nice mixed skin tone here for her mothy complexion. So I'm going to concentrate on filling this in. You guys get comfortable, pull up a chair, get a snack, get some coffee. We're gonna just kind of dig in and add this pretty color. Now you can go darker with the skin if you want. It doesn't have to be a lighter tone. This can be anything you want. It's kind of the freedom of these little fairies and moths and stuff. You can do whatever you want. There's no set rule on complexion or skin tone. You can make them purple if you want to. And next week, I think we'll start our, you know, drawing our own fairies in our sketchbooks as a side tutorial. We'll start sketching and learning about perspective and, you know, different, where everything is supposed to go, you know, the word's kind of slipping out of my mind. You know, how to set everything, how to set where the eyes go in perspective to the ears, where the nose is to go, where the lips, how to set everything up on the face so that it's, you know, balanced and it looks realistic. So we'll start that next week. Today is Friday, in case I'm posting this video on an odd day, and I'm hoping to get that. We'll continue to work on this next week in some of our other other lessons that we're doing, but we'll start to work on those sketches in just our sketchbook probably Monday or Tuesday. How to Draw Lorelei Fairies 101 with Mia. Now she doesn't have a lot of shadows, and she's pretty subtle. But we're definitely going to work this color in a little bit for this underpainting. Add a little bit all the way down her neck. Now I'm not saturating the grayscale under her chin. I'm going to grab a darker color for that. I'm just kind of placing it. And I am going to add a little bit of color. Now we're going to go back in. Let me show you. We have the colored version of this on the back cover. Make it a little. So what we're doing right now is we're just kind of adding the flesh tones. And then we're going to go in and we're going to add some kind of greenish blue undertones. And we might add a little more than what I'm showing in this colored version. And then I'm going to add the more green and blue in this ear area to bring it up into this wing. That's where we're working. That's what we're doing right now. So we're just giving this this base skin tone color as an underpainting right now. Then we'll go in and we'll add all of her pretty white hair and all of these metallic little embellishments and everything to her. So she's going to be super fun. We've got a long way to go. We've got a lot to work on. Okay, but yeah, I do want to add some of this flesh tone under her eyes. And I'll probably darken that up a bit. And we might go rogue. We might make her more blue. We might go into a Wizard of Oz moment or something. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what we're feeling when we get there. We might just make her a little more ethereal. We can do whatever. Now don't worry, we're going to go back over with other colors and build that up. So don't worry, the blue and the green, it'll work. We're using these nice Faber Castell Black Edition. Now if you're at home and you've got colors and you're like, oh, I don't know if these are going to work really well on grayscale, you've got, you have nothing to worry about. Whatever pencils you are using at home, they're going to be just great. Just grab something that's similar in color and dive right in. I'm going to get a couple more colors out. Oh, I just broke my pencil. So I'm going to sharpen this real quick and I'm going to be right back and we'll start with the next color. Luckily, my sharpener is not too far away. I will link to that as well. for my extra sharp point pencils. It's a nice little aft mat sharpener, and I definitely have enjoyed it. So this is number 723. This says Eco Super Soft. This is basically just the black edition. It's got a different stamp on it, but it's the same color, same number, and everything. I didn't want anybody to be like, what's she using? That's not, but yeah, that's exactly the same pencil. They're just a little squeaky sometimes on the paper. I've never figured that out. And it's just this set, the Super Soft. I don't know why they make a funny sound when they touch the paper, but they sure do. And I don't know if it's just my set. If you guys have the Eco Super Softs at home, anybody, they're basically the ones that come in the tin. I unfortunately did not find the budget packaging before I had purchased the ones for $96, unfortunately. But I'm linking the ones to you guys so you don't have to spend. But the ones that came in the tin have always been a little squeaky, and I don't know why. I don't know why. But the regular ones, the ones that I'm linking below, that come in like the cardboard packaging, those didn't squeak for me. So I have both sets, and they're the exact same pencil. And I'm just kind of filling this in a little bit, bringing this down a little. I'm going to add a little bit more color here. I'm going to bring that all the way up. Now we want the flesh tone to blend into the wing. We want it to look like it was, you know, grown from the ear. So we are going to bring that up a little bit. Now this is kind of a light layer. You probably, I don't know if it's really showing up as good. My lights are kind of bright. I always dislike having to use artificial light. Normally when we're recording together, I'm using natural light, but it has been snowy and windy for 2 days, and I'm using the lights in my studio today. And it kind of looks washed out when I'm sort of looking. I'm looking through the viewfinder of my camera, and I'm like, man, this looks kind of washed out. It looks pretty in real life. It's got a pretty pinky peachy sort of tone to it. I'm hoping that's coming out on your end. And I'm working this color in a little bit more than the first color. switch over to number 803. This is from the Flesh Tone. These are usually not as squeaky as the Eco Soft for some reason. Now I'm just going to kind of fill this in. I'm going to just kind of extend this down over the lid. Now I'm going to leave the rest of this blank for right now. Let's go in and work on her eyes some. Now the next time we come in, we're going to add the blues and the greens and that, and we're going to start changing the skin tone. But for today, I'd like to work on her eyes a little bit. Now, she's got a lot of blue and green in the eyes already, so I'd like to do a little bit different, just to give it a little, we're gonna definitely have those colors in the eyes, but I wanna lead off with this dark brown color. This is number 788. 788, yeah. Now, first thing I'm going to do is go right underneath the eyelashes and add, now the highlight is here, so we're not going directly underneath this part, but on this side and this side, from here over and from here over, we're adding a shadow from the lashes. On both sides. Now I'm going to go around the outer part of her eye. Just really soft, but I want it to show. And since her eyes are such a huge, focal point of the drawing, we're going to grab these outer areas right here, right at the eye, right where the ring is, and we're going to grab and kind of pull in towards the pupil. We want the outer ring to be the darkest part right now. We're going to do that on this side as well, but we're not going to go all the way around, and we're only going to go in about halfway. Zoom in a little closer, even closer still, so you can see. And we're going to do that on the other side as well. Move this over if I can. Oh, that was too far. Get us to stop shaking. And you definitely want that outer ring to be the darkest spot. This one is number 746. Still brown, just a little bit deeper. And I'm just randomly adding little darker spots here and there. Now I'm going to go over to the greens. And the first color I'm choosing is kind of this olive green. It's number 760. I'm just kind of going over that brown. Just kind of continuing around the circle from the outer ring, just sort of these little flicks, kind of like a lower eyelash, just sort of grabbing and pulling. And now I've left a little spot right here. I'm going to put a brighter greenish yellow in that spot, because there's a little bit more light right there. And we're going to do the same over here. I'm using number 766. It's still pretty dark, but lighter than the olive, brighter. I'm going to bring that in. Closer to the pupil, but still not quite there. For something that's got a little more yellow in it. This is number 779. And I'm just kind of working this in, kind of randomly. All the way around. I'm going to do the same over here. to that darkest olive green that we had before, number 760. There it is, 760. I'm going to go out around the outer part of the eye again, just that outer ring. We're going to go over this again with the darkest brown. Right now I just kind of want to touch this up. Now, I think we're close enough. We're going to go up to the pupil area. This is the pupil. Now, we don't want to go right on, we don't want to like touch the black part. We want to come down like maybe a millimeter. And we're going to make some little marks. We're leaving a little bit of white space around these little spots. The more detail that you add to an eye, the more realistic it looks. And there are lots of spots and lines and little oddities and colors in every person's eye. The more details that you add, the more realistic your eye is going to look. And there's like a little mini starburst in everybody's eye that's a little bit outside of the pupil. It has some odd colors as a rule. And that is what we are doing now. Lightest green that we had a second ago, number 779, and I'm lightly going to go around the inner part of the eye around the pupil, just to fill that in with the rest of the color. Now I'm going to take the second darkest brown that we used before, number 788. And I'm going to add some little spots here and there, just oddities in the eye. Some little lines and stuff. Everybody has them. And one final thing, I'm going to get a blue color, a lighter blue. This one's number 773. It's kind of a sky blue. I'm going to add that in here. And just here and there. It gives an added depth, gives you a little bit more oomph to the eye. You're like, oh wow, there's levels to this eye. I'm going to do the same over here. Now you can, you can add yellow, you can add orange, you can add everything to these eyes. Eyes are very reflective. They pick up lots of colors. But I think for right now, let me zoom back out. I think right now we're good, and I'm satisfied with that. We might use this same blue color to go in and start on her ear. But I think for the sake of time, we're already at about 35 minutes today. We're going to go ahead and set it aside just for now. We'll pick back up on Monday and press on with the rest of her skin, and we'll start working on some of these little moth wings. So if this was helpful, if you found it helpful, I hope you'll just take a second, give me a thumbs up. It's free. It doesn't take but it only takes a second, and it helps the channel so much. I hope you'll do that. If you haven't already subscribed, I hope you'll do that. That way you always know when I upload a new video. I try to upload one 3 or 4 times a week, and I hope that they're helpful. I really do. You guys, I hope you have a great weekend. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you on Monday.